Bonjour from Paris! Just kidding, it's still me. We are live from Paris, but talking about this Virgo full moon here today and Saturn coming into Pisces. I wanted to pop on. It's been a minute since I did an astrological um, little chat up here, but I feel like this energy of this full moon and the Saturn moving into Pisces for the next 2 years that happens right after this full moon is really going to pack a punch. And stick around to the end of this video because I have a special free offering that's really going to help you amplify some of the energy that's coming through with this Virgo full moon that I am super excited about. So first off, let's talk about we'll break down the Virgo full moon and then we're going to Saturn and Pisces and kind of how they're going to dance together. So full moon is a time of completion, a time of releasing, a time of letting go what doesn't serve you because it's come into greater clarity where that next step is, or a time of completion on something that you've been maybe thinking about for a while and now it's time to take that action. And so what's going on, we have Virgo ruling our well-being, Virgo ruling organization, Virgo, representing the virgin, which is a woman onto herself, right? A woman with discernment. And so I really think that's going to be a lot of the energy, for sure around health, but I'm really feeling it more collectively around all aspects of our life. And we'll talk about how that kind of plays in with the Saturn and Pisces. But really discernment, I think, is going to be the key. Is also, we've come to this full moon completion point. We're really taking stock of our life, of our habits, our rituals, all of our kind of daily routines is very Virgo, down to like how we organize our home, how we're organizing our days, all of that. And really asking ourselves, okay, what habits need to come to completion, right? What ways of being are ending here that we're not bringing further? And to me, when you have an ending, you always have a beginning, right? Because the way our brain instinctively works, if you're like, okay, this habit of eating junk food is no longer serving me, the second we think about that and we think, okay, I'm going to release this habit, our brain's like, what do we replace it with? And one of the most effective ways to actually shift habits, shift patterns, shift rituals is to not just remove, but replace. So, for instance, when I'm working with someone and they're like, okay, I really want to get rid of sweets in my life, right? It's like, okay, so what's going to happen every time you want a sweet? Are we going to decide to have a nice herbal tea that we love instead? Are we going to decide to have a piece of fruit? Are we going to decide to say a little prayer, do a meditation? It doesn't matter, right? But what are we going to put in place of that habit so that now we shift, we make that transition? And so with this Virgo full moon, I think what's being illuminated, and you've probably already felt this, I think in the buildup, in the week or 2 weeks prior, I know I certainly have, of really seeing how do we need to reorganize certain things in our life. Going through it with that Virgo discernment of that's working, that's not working, that's prioritizing my well-being, that's not prioritizing our well-being. I think a lot of people are going to be looking at how they work, the hours they work, the stress that they're putting on themselves, and really acknowledging how that might be affecting their health. And if it is, how do we shift that? I know for myself, very kind of intuitively, the past week and a half, 2 weeks or so, I've been more adamant than ever about a daily workout. No matter what, finding something for 30 to 45 minutes where I'm active, I'm moving my body, and really being in that habit. Getting to that point where I was like, okay, this kind of dance of having it be an optional thing in my life is no longer serving me. And what is serving me is, having that daily movement. So maybe for whatever your version of that is, trust whatever is coming through right now. If you're like, oh, I'm really feeling the hit to get off caffeine, listen to it and say, okay, instead of having my coffee every morning, I'm going to have a nice, rooibos. I'm going to get the community's nourishing rooibos tea, right? It's my tea company for those who didn't get that joke. But having that replacement and honoring whatever you're naturally being guided to intuitively right now, because these full moons, they're powerful. When you see a full moon in the sky, right, it's like this beautiful, juicy moon illuminating. And so it has this like searchlight energy of being able to illuminate these areas of our life and really show us where do we need to make some shifts. And so a lot of us are going to have those shifts as they correlate to our well-being, as they correlate to our happiness, and our physical mental health. How are the daily rituals that we're doing either supporting or not supporting? And if they're not supporting, let's bring them to a close so that we can get into ones that support us. Now, how that also connects to the Saturn moving into Pisces. So Saturn's been in Aquarius. Now it's moving into Pisces for 2 years. And Saturn in Pisces, and I'm a Pisces, so um, it's an interesting energy because Pisces doesn't necessarily like Saturn, right? Pisces is this, free flowing, romantic, creative fish, kind of often head in the clouds, like dreamy. And Saturn is this like workhorse, right? Okay, we're gonna get this done. I need you to be doing your push-ups so you build up that strength. I need you to, be studying that textbook so you pass that test, right? It is this very kind of like fair but stern teacher like energy. And Pisces is just really, it's kind of, they clash a little bit. However, I do believe that it's a really, really powerful energy to work with if you're able to utilize it right. And hear me out here. Pisces is your dreamer, right? Pisces got the vision. Pisces is super intuitive. So Pisces is locked into what is that greater thing that you're ready to manifest. And then Saturn is giving you the energy and the work ethic to really move forward, right? So Pisces is like, I want to be an artist, right? I'm gonna have my paintings in a museum one day. I'm, feeling moved by the muse to paint this or whatnot. And then Saturn comes in and says, okay, great, you want to be an artist. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to paint every day. You're going to get a stall at the farmer's market. You're going to sell your paintings. You're going to find out about that community art exhibition and, showcase your work there. You're going to email so-and-so. And so I think it can be a really dynamic energy of having the dreamer and the visionary, and also that energy of like hard work and due diligence. In fact, for some of you that have been with me for a while, something that I talk about, and then I have my manifesting program around, is called practical magic. And so it's the practical, which is very Saturn, like this is what we need to do, these are the actions we need to take here. And the magical, which is very Pisces, right? Which is like having the vision, following your intuition, aligning your energy with that vision. And when those two are together, it is like a 1-2 punch for creating the life of your dreams, which is what everything I do is about. And so now let's bring that energy. And I'd say the contrary energy that you want to watch out for is that internal, kind of push pull, right? It's that internal of which is where the kind of Virgo discernment can come in and be helpful. So there might be times where the Piscean energy in you wants to kind of just lay about and dream and vision and do that thing, and the Saturnian energy in you is like, we got to do some stuff, right? And that's where your discernment comes in. It's kind of knowing, both are great in balance, right? But kind of knowing what's more important. in this moment, right? So for instance, this morning, with this video, I had a very like Saturn and Pisces moment where the Pisces in me, I'm in Paris. I really wanted to go check out this museum before my lunchtime meeting and just kind of float around. And I didn't really have any other than enjoying the museum, any real reason to do that. But I knew that I wanted to get this video out and I wanted to share about the astrology that's going on, because I also have this really exciting thing that I've spent some time creating that has to do with this full moon. And so the Saturn in me was fighting the Pisces in me that wanted to just go play in a museum for a couple hours. And then the Virgo discernment comes in and says, okay, listen, Cass, can we plan maybe next week when you're back in Paris to do this museum, on this afternoon, right? And actually, the greater Piscean vision, like the dream that is truly activating right now, has way more to do with what you're sharing with the world and that than it is about just pleasure walking around a museum. So show up to work today because people need to hear this so that they can leverage these energies too. So that's just an example of what might happen, right? And it's the best way you can approach it is showing up in those moments of discernment and really asking yourself, okay, where is this Saturnian? We don't need to be Saturnian for the sake of being Saturnian. You don't need to punish yourself and, just work really hard for the sake of just working. It's about making sure that your work is aligned with that Pisces vision and dream. Because when the work is aligned with the Pisces vision and dream, then they beautifully are dancing and working in harmony, right? When we're either just like drifting off into escapism for the fun of escapism, right? Or we're drifting off into work for the fun of work, or whatever it is, right? The justification of work, then neither of them are really benefiting us, right? So there's no bad or good. It's about really leveraging the dance and the energies and the balance of them. And so bringing it back to wrap it up to this full moon in Virgo that comes in and in service of that, okay, we've got that Pisces, that vision of what we want for our life, the dream, so to speak, right? And then we've got and the magic and the manifesting, right? And then Saturn with the like, this is the aligned actions, this is what we need to do. And then this full moon in Virgo comes in and says, let's check out all these areas of your life. Let's use some discernment here and say, in these different areas of your life, what is helping you to get towards that dream, and what is not an energetic alignment, right? So it's almost like, again, a very Saturnian energy for the higher good of the Piscean dream, right? So looking and being like, okay, well, if the dream around your physical well-being is to be radiant and healthy and fit, and the Virgo full moon is like, okay, let's check in what's serving us in this area, what's not. Oh, well, the fact that you're eating a lot of whatever junk food, that's not in alignment with the vision and the dream. So what do we need to shift in that area so that it is in alignment? Okay, well, how does the version of me that has that dream of that radiant fit body, right? How do they show up for their well-being? And then again, I would tap into that Piscean energy, do a visualization. What do I see my daily routine and habits being? If I have that Piscean vision, right? So the daily routine and the habits might be like we were talking about, working out every day, drinking a lot of water, giving up caffeine, whatever it is, eating more fruits and vegetables. And it'll be different for everyone when they tap into their own answers, right? But to get them into energetic alignment in that area, the Saturnian habits and rituals and daily actions, getting them into alignment with that Piscean dream and that vision. So the free, fun, exciting thing that I've created for you all is a conscious lifestyle design assessment, right? It's an opportunity to realign, to actually look through all these areas of your life, do some journaling, do some reflecting, a visualization to go through all these different areas of your life to see, okay, what is my vision for this area of my life, and where am I out of alignment with it, and what might I need to shift to get back into alignment with it. So it's totally free. I'm going to put a link to my newsletter below right now. If you sign up for my newsletter, then you will get it in your inbox as soon as it comes out in the next couple days. And I think this is really going to capitalize not only on this energy, but the energy of that Saturn moving into Pisces, right? Where we're going to have that energy of really, okay, how do our daily actions, how does the energy in which we show up in also align with our bigger vision? And so I'm going to lay it all out for you. Like I said, I'll guide you in a visualization of these different areas so you can kind of see what is that beautiful Piscean dream that we're working towards. What are the Saturn actions that we're taking or not taking right now? And then what we need to shift in that area for us to be back into alignment. Because once we get the areas of our life, and there are going to be some areas where you are in alignment, but chances are, if there's a vision that you have that you feel like you're not manifesting yet, that you feel like it's not coming around, it's usually because your daily actions and the way that you're showing up to that area of your life right now in present day is actually not in alignment, it's not in alignment energetically with where you want to go. Because once that shifts into alignment, even if that thing doesn't manifest instantaneously, you will have that energetic feeling of it's on its way, because you are now energetically aligned to receive it, because you're already showing up in a vibration that is, in that same frequency of it. And so I'm really excited to share that. I think it is such a big part of our manifesting journey. And I think it's something that all of us need to do at least every 6 months, if not quarterly, to just kind of assess the different areas of our life and use that, Virgo discernment and energy to really say, okay, are my habits and rituals and my day to day really in alignment with where I'm going? So I'm gonna stop this right now before it gets even longer. But I hope that you enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments below. Please subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube or you're listening to it on the podcast. And I will put a link below, or you can just go to my website, sign up for my newsletter. If you sign up for my newsletter, you will get an email in your inbox with the free conscious lifestyle design realignment assessment. Will be a great activity for you to do in the upcoming weeks, really leveraging this Saturn moving into Pisces and Virgo full moon after effects energy. So have a good one, and thanks for watching.